So we got a package in the mail today. No idea what's in here, but let's open it up and figure out what we're gonna cook. Got the box opened up. Let's get rid of that. What do we have here? We've got some pork panko. So I'm not sure how familiar you are with pork panko, but if you're more used to regular Japanese panko, this is just breadcrumbs that you use to make fried chicken. Pork panko, they've basically taken fried pork rinds and then ground it up to make it almost that same kind of texture consistency as breadcrumbs. So, you know, what are we gonna do? I think we're gonna do chicken katsu, or fried chicken. And of course, we're not just gonna do a regular video, we're gonna put pork panko up against traditional Japanese breadcrumb panko. So stick around. We're gonna head up north and test this out. Roll that intro. So the first step, we're just gonna light up the burner on the grill here and start heating up our oil. This is gonna take a little while, so we'll do this at the beginning just before we start to do the rest of the prep. So get that down like here. Drop our pan on. Now we're just using a little bit of vegetable oil, and we'll want to go up to about halfway on the side of the cast iron pan. So this isn't going to be a deep fry. We're going to do a shallow fry here. And you want to remember, as you put chicken into this, it's going to displace some volume and the oil is going to rise. It's also going to have a tendency to bubble. So you don't want to overfill this. That's a really important point. So we're doing skinless, boneless chicken breast here. So you're just going to put one down in the middle of a piece of saran wrap, fold it over like that. And now you're going to want to take a meat tenderizer and just flatten out the chicken. And you're going to want to do this so that you get a nice flat piece of chicken breast so it cooks evenly when you put it into the oil. So once you've flattened it out, just place it on a cooking rack and wait until we're ready to cover it with panko. So now we need to bread the chicken. So what we're gonna do is crack a few eggs in a bowl. Great, so we've got 4 eggs in here. Now we're just gonna whip it up. Just like that, perfect. So now we have 2 types of panko. We have traditional Japanese panko that are breadcrumbs, and then we have pork panko. So this is actually pork, kind of like chicharron that's been crumbled up. So if you're on an all keto diet, this is a great substitute for breadcrumbs. So I'll just get a thin layer of this down in 2 plates. Perfect, just like that. Now what we're gonna wanna do, the key here is to get one wet hand and one dry hand. So you wanna dip your chicken into the egg, then bring it over, roll it in a bit of the panko, just like that. Make sure it gets nice and covered on all sides. Good thick layer. Perfect. Now back on here. Now we'll do it again. This time we'll do the pork panko. So now we've got the oil heating up, and we're just going to check the temperature. We want this to be between 300 and 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're at about 320, 325, 330. So that's perfect. Ready for the chicken to go in. So you're going to want to be very careful here. We've got a long set of utensils here. Make sure you've got a bit of reach. You just want to drop it in like that. Now we'll let this go. It's probably going to need about 8 minutes, but just keep an eye on it. You'll see it starting to go golden brown, and you want to constantly be flipping this after about the 4 to 5 minute mark, just to make sure you've got that golden brown crisp on the bottom side. Flip it over, give it another 3 or 4 minutes until the bottom gets nice and crisped up as well. So we've had these on here for about 5 minutes now, so we're going to give them a flip. Just look at that golden brown. Incredible. So you can see here, you want to be periodically checking the temperature of your oil. The temp will drop when you put in cold chicken. So you can see here we've dropped to 270. So we're going to turn up the heat a little bit, just to make sure we're staying between 300 and 350. Check out that brown crispiness. So you want to check the internal temp of your chicken, and you want to make sure it's over 160. Once your chickens hit the desired internal temp, just pick it up, let some of the excess oil drip off, and then transfer it over to a rack with a paper towel or a cookie sheet underneath, just so that it can finish draining the oil, cool down a little bit before you cut into it. So we're going to cut into these here shortly. We're just going to use an Asian barbecue sauce. This one's Korean flavored. And let's just get a bowl so we're ready to dip it in. Perfect. So let's chop into these. The traditional way to serve them is chop in like this. Now I'll take one of the Panko, the pork breadcrumb versions. Great. Now let's test these out. We'll do a taste test with each one. So these ones look really nice and golden brown. This is the traditional Japanese Panko. Yep, a nice crisp. We're just gonna dip that into the barbecue sauce. Excellent, really nice and crispy, juicy chicken on the inside, as expected, super easy. Now with the pork Panko, really good substitute here. If you're keto and you can't have breadcrumbs, this pork Panko is an excellent alternative. You can tell maybe it's a little less crunchy than the breadcrumbs, but it's pretty close. Like that's, I think in a blind taste test here, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So that's it, folks. That's how you make chicken katsu. You should really try this at home on your barbecue. Super easy. If you like this video, give it a like below. Subscribe to this channel for more detailed recipes to come. Thanks for tuning in.